Hello everyone, welcome to this video tutorial on database management system. So today we will have a discussion on the data independence, which is a very important advantage of using a database management system. So what do you mean by data independence is that application programs are insulated from changes in the way the data is structured and stored. Okay, so data independence is achieved through three levels of data abstraction, in particular the external schema, which is in the external level, and the conceptual schema, which is at the logical level, provide distinct benefit in this area. Fine, we can use the three schema architecture to explain the concept of data independence. Okay, to define the data independence, so it is as defined as the capacity to change the schema at one level of a database system without having to change the schema at the next higher level. So data independence can be two types. As you can see, one is your logical data independence and other is your physical data independence. So I told you that data independence is defined as the capacity to change the schema at one level. Suppose if we change the physical schema, that it should not affect the conceptual schema, or if we change the conceptual schema, it should not affect the external schema. Okay, so first we will have a look on what is logical data independence. Generally, logical data independence is the capacity to change the conceptual schema without having to change the external schema or application programs. So we know that application programs are there in the external level. So we may change the conceptual schema to extend the database. Okay, so how can we extend the database? By adding a record type or a data item. To change the constraint, okay, so this constraints in a database is generally defined in the logical region at the conceptual schema. So to change the constraint, or we can reduce the database by removing a record type or a data item. Okay, so whatever we do, either we are adding an item, we are changing the constraint, or we are removing the item, so the external schema that refer only to the remaining data should not be affected. Okay, after the conceptual schema undergoes a logical reorganization, application programs that reference the external schema construct must work as before. Changes to the constraint can be applied to the conceptual schema without affecting the external schema or application program. So let's see logical data independence with the help of an example. Okay, so we will take the example of a banking database management system. So we know that it is now almost mandatory, or it is making mandatory to link our Aadhaar card to the account holder account against the account. Okay, so suppose you can see that in a bank, whenever it is managing a database management system, so suppose a customer wants to link his Aadhaar card with his account number, so he will have a view. So we have to change the database, because previously there was no such column was there, that is the Aadhaar card. So we will have now added the Aadhaar card column in the database. Now we have changed the structure of the database, okay, by adding a new column, that is the Aadhaar card. Okay, so that whatever we have changed in the conceptual schema should not be affect the external schema or the application program. So generally we view the bank database using a mobile application or a web application like this. So whenever we are viewing this, that link to the Aadhaar card, okay, and so we will have a view. And suppose for those customers who does not have an Aadhaar card, will have a view that is earlier present in the database. Okay, so as you can see, though the table or the database contain the Aadhaar card, the customers who does not have any Aadhaar card will not be affected, or they will not have a very different view. How this is possible? Because whenever we are doing this, we will be using the help of the virtual table or views. So using views, only those part of the database will be viewed to the user for which they are interested in. So since we have added the Aadhaar card as the new constraint, so we are changing the database, so it will not affect the external level or external schema. Okay, so this is known as the logical data independence. So what do you mean by it? Though we are changing the database structure logically by adding the Aadhaar card column in the database, but it does not affect any view on the application program. Simply we have to write code for that part only. Okay, our view definition and mapping need to be changed in the DBMS that support logical data independence. Okay, we don't have to again write down the application program or the web application. Okay, next we will see the physical data independence. So physical data independence is the capacity to change the internal schema without having to change the conceptual schema. Okay, so in this case, in case of physical data independence, external schema need not to be changed as well. Okay, so why do you need to change the internal schema? So changes to the internal schema may be needed because of 2 or 3 main reasons. One is your storage structure. Okay, number 2 is can be of the data structure, and number 3 can be used for indexing or searching like this. Okay, so generally by creating so if same data, we will again take the bank example to further decide what is physical data independence. Okay, so I told you that we need to change the physical structure because of 2 reasons. One is your storage structure, number 2 is your data structure, and number 3 is your indexing or searching. Okay, so we know that today our nationalized bank have been merged. Okay, suppose earlier there was United Bank of India. Now United Bank of India customers have account holders are merged with the Punjab National Bank or PNB. Okay, so whenever a person whose account was with United Bank of India, the server was or the data was stored in this particular location. For example, in this particular server. Now for that person, the account have been now merged with what? PNB. But in PNB, that server was here only. Okay. Now the data of that particular customer are shifted from this server to this server. Okay. So since we are changing the storage structure from one server to another, for this your logical schema or the conceptual schema should not be affected, and it is not affected at all. Okay. So that particular customer's information has been brought from this particular server to this particular server, so the storage structure is changed. But for this, our conceptual schema will not change at all. Okay. Next we will see what is the data structure. For example, in some earlier cases, the data structure used for storing the data is suppose arrays. Okay, arrays were used to store the data structure. For example, now suppose the arrays are converted into linked list. Okay, now linked list have been used to store the data structure. Now data structure is converted. Though this conversion is there, but this should not affect the conceptual schema, because the data structure to store the data are changed from arrays to linked list, but it should not affect your conceptual schema. Okay. Next, suppose there are different kind of indexing are there, different kind of searchings are there, sequential search or like this binary search. So if you change the indexing method, whether it is a primary index or secondary index, if you change in the index, if you change in the search method, it should not also affect the logical schema. Okay, so this is known as the physical data independence, where the storage structure, data structure or any other things related to the data may be changed, but whether it may be changed, but it should not affect the conceptual schema of your design. So we can see that this 3-sigma architecture can make it easier to achieve true data independence, both physical and logical. Thank you.